Okay, hi everyone. Welcome. This is the Total Practice 1 Keyboard Online Week 4 class. I hope you everything are going very well and you are healthy and your online class are going really well. And I believe that you practice keyboard hard and doing assignment by time, right? So this class actually is our last class before the review section. Actually, it's the last official class for the keyboard. So we only have one thing left, and next week we will start to review, and I will record a section for the review, all the stuff that we studied in this semester. So today is our last topic. I will introduce how to practice the longer progression with 5-7 inversions, because last week we introduced about 5-6-5, 5-4-3, and 5-4-2 with a short progression. So today we will talk about how to understand the two phrases with the long progression. Okay, I hope you will enjoy, and please be super careful about study this, because in your keyboard final exam, it will be consist about two long progression exercise. So you need to be ready to be prepared. Okay, now let's review a little bit what we did in the last week. Last week, we talked about how to play and resolve 5-6-5, 5-4-3, and 5-4-2. So basically, we have the four tendency notes, which is the 7th, 3rd, 5th, and the root. So we know that 5-6-5 always go to 1. This is 5-6-5 in the C major, go to 1 chord, right? And the second, we talked about how to play the 5-4-3. The 5-4-3 chord can resolve to 1 or 1-6 either, because they are exception for the passing 4-3. The passing 4-3 means that we have the scale degree 3 to 1 or 1 to 3 in the bass, and you use 5-4-3 or 3-4-5 in the soprano with the parallel tense between the upper and lower voice with the soprano and the bass. This is the parallel tense, right? With 3 consecutive parallel tense. And then, by the opposite direction, will be. And I talked about that there are parallel fifths between the diminished fifths and the perfect fifths in the second progression, like here, the red arrow, like, and which this is okay because the 5-4-3 chord is as a contrapuntal function, because when we study the counterpoint, we can use their 3 consecutive third interval, like moving by step, right, or consecutive 6 interval. So that's okay. And 5-4-2, which always resolve to where? To 1-6. Why? Because 5-4-2, we need to resolve the 7th. And here is the 5-4-2. 5-4-2 to 1-6. Okay, however, in here, there are one exception that the fifth of the 5-4-2 can leap up by a perfect fourth interval, which we talk about. 5-4-2. The soprano, which is the fifth of the 5-4-2 chord, leap a perfect fifth in the soprano. Okay, so that's what we talk about for the inversions. Also, we talk about how to realize the figure bass. This is some picture, and if the 7th or 7-5-3 below, it will consider as a 5-7 in root position. 6-5 will be a 5-6-5. 4-3, 4-3-6 will be considered as a 5-4-3. And remember, if there are sharp or natural below the note, it tells you that in the minor key, the leading tone should raise up by a half step, right? Like A minor. The 7th should move up by a step. And 5-4-2 just show the 4-2 below the note. Okay? So, and we understand how to realize the figure bass and understand how to resolve all the 5-7 root position and inversions. So the next step is to how to use all of them in a longer progression. So now, let me show you how to practice the long progression. Okay, that's for today. So today, I want to introduce a really important part. That's for the technique of the opening of progressions. When you want to make a beautiful progression, so for example, if you want to do the long progression exercise, you must to think that your beginning is strong, like we do something like a craft. If we make something like I make maybe a picture or I draw a picture, I must to have a good start, because good start will lead you have very smooth to the end. If your beginning of the progression is awkward, it's not voice leading correct, your rest of progression will have some of the problem. Okay? Okay, now, so if we want to start with a good melodic line and have a successful voice leading, the opening of the longer progression is really important. The following chart gives you a basic idea about how you can establish a strong beginning. Okay, before the midterm, I told you about how to do the 1-5-6-1. Did you remember? When you see there's 1-5-6-1, you always put 1-2-3 or 3-2-1 with scale degree in that key on your soprano voice. For example, in the B flat major, 1, 2, 3. So that's the best choice. If you go to the opposite direction, it's 5. Right? So that's the point. From now, I want to introduce some of the progression will start with 1-5-6-5 to the 1. So this progression, we use soprano scale degree with 3-1 on the top. If you see that I don't put 1-3 in the soprano, this is because, let me try to do if I use soprano scale degree 1-3 on the top. Again, you will see, oh, it sounds nice, right? However, remember, if you do the 1-5-6-5 to the 1, the 7th of the 5-6-5 chord, this tone must be resolved down by a step, go to the B flat instead of going to D. So that's a problem that we cannot use 1-3 in the beginning. Instead, we can use 3-1 with soprano scale degree 3, 2, 1. Let me play again. Somebody will concern that there is a parallel fifth. But it's okay because it's a perfect fifth to the diminished fifth. It's not a parallel fifth. And the 7th resolve, leading tone raised up by a half step. So that's not a problem. Okay? Now, in many of the beginning, the progression will write like a 1-5-6-5 to 1. You can try to use soprano with the scale degree 3-1 to do the opening. Okay? And the next is really important with the passing 4-3. 1-6-5-4-3-2-1. So that means that your soprano scale degree, you should to make a parallel tense between the soprano and the bass. For example, here, this is actually in F major. First, let's realize the scale degree with 3-2-1 in the F major, right? And if you use soprano scale degree 5-4-3 in the soprano, which is, and then we harmonize this, will be 1-6-5-4-3-2-1. Okay. I know some of you not like to use 5-4-3. Some of you like to use 5-5-5. So the problem is that if you start with the 3 consecutive notes in the beginning of the progression, it sounds really bored. I mean, that we don't want to hear. And if you make, it will be much better. Okay? And the next, in the opposite, there is a scale degree 1, 2, 3 in the bass, so your soprano scale degree can be used as a 3, 4, 5. Okay, I highly recommend, because in the final, there's lots of the plays that you should to be considered to how to play for the 1-5-4-3 to 1-6. Okay, the next one, sorry, I'm a little bit fast, but hopefully you can catch. Okay, next there's 1-5-4-2 to 1-6. That's the similar issue with as we taught in the last week. We can leap the soprano a perfect fourth in here as well. For example, lots of the progressions begin like that, 1-5-4-2 to 1-6. If I use the soprano scale degree 3 to 5, right? 3, 2, 5. It will have a good opening of the melody. So that's about the 5-6-5, 5-4-3, and 5-4-2. How the progression will open. The last column, the last chart, I put a long number with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Because this progression consists with the two progressions. First, we have 1-5-6 to 1. This is the first. We use soprano scale degree 1, 2, 3. And then we have 1-5-4-3 and 1-6 is like a 3-4-5. We have the both two equations like we studied in the math. So first, if I play 1-5-6 to 1 in E minor will be, and then we play 1-5-4-3 to 1-6, parallel tense between the soprano and the bass. So that's the point of all the long progressions. So you can review this. This chart is on the new, and you can decide how to make the soprano line. Okay, now I want to talk about your assignment in the last week for the short progression. Let me see, where is it? Okay, in here. Okay, so I assigned with several exercises. So, but I forgot, sorry. But we just look. So, how we can start the beginning, like number 88. This is 1-5-4-2 to 1-6, right? I should write this down. This is one chord, 5-4-2, 1-6, and now this is a G, right? Like the G minor with the 4 chord and cadential 6-4, 2, 5, and 1. If we decide how to play the 1-5-4-2 to 1-6, we can think the soprano scale degree. How can I use? Well, the best option is in here with 3 to 5. C5 is the scale degree 3 in the G minor. And you establish a strong opening. 4, cadential 6-4, 5, 1. Okay, that's it. And in the 89, there are the same technique with the 3 to 5 in the soprano. And here we have the 5-6-5. We just keep the common tone, which is A, right, between the 1/6 to 5/6/5, and move other voice as little as possible. Right, this is the 4 chord to the 5 chord. You cannot do with the parallel fifths. You must, please remember, do the counter motion when you proceed 4 to 5 in the root position. Okay, and the 90, this is the A minor with open with the parallel tense with the passing 4/3. I can put 3/4/5 soprano scale degree in the upper voice because it will make a parallel tense between the bass and soprano. And then we play. Next chord is 2/6. Cadenza 6/4, 5/7 to 1. So that's about 90. And I want to talk about there's a little tricky with 91. Why? Because 91 starts on 1, right? And 1/6. Oh, capitalize, sorry. 1/6, 5/4/3 to 1. And last is the 2/6, 5/7 to the 1. So this progression, you may find that in here, there is some of the equation or specific technique with the parallel tense that you can use when you do this progression. Like here, da 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 with the parallel tense. So what you need to do is that you must change your soprano position, and you need to prepare if you want to use 5/4/3 in the soprano scale degree. If, for example, if you want to use 5 in here, 5/4/3 in the second note, you must, to do the little bit voice change. You can start on the soprano scale degree 3, and then 1 to 1/6, keep the double common tone, and then double the fifths on the 1/6 chord, and then bum 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 with the parallel tense, 5/4/3, right? If you do start on the fifths, it's okay, but it's not good as we did before. We hear a little line going up. And the next chord is really tricky because this is a 2/6. 1 in root position to the 2/6. There are two options. First, but what I think for here, we can double the third for the 2/6 chord, and then do little voice exchange. Because when you have 2/6, 5/7 to 1, you always can use the soprano scale degree with the 2/7/1, right? Or if you want to use it's fine. So that's both ending I think is okay. Okay? So that's for some of the review for the last assignment. And what I want to talk about now is to go into the longer progression that with 2/3. I believe that you did your assignment with 103 with the writing this progression in the keyboard format. So now, let me introduce how to play this progression. First, if you see, we need to think the Roman numeral first, about to figure out what's the Roman numeral. Here's the A major, start with the 1 chord. And second, there is a 3/4 below the note. If you check your chart, it will be 5/4/3. Oops, 5/4/3. Right? And then you have a 1/6 in the third measure, 1/6 to 1 and 5 with this half cadence. Okay, so stop from here. What you can be figured out is about you have the parallel tense and passing for 3 in the beginning of the progression, which is here. After I realized there's 1543 to 16, I do not need to think so much, and I can decide I use soprano scale degree 3, 4, 5 very fast, right? Bum bum bum, like 1 second. Okay? Now we figure out that this phrase and a half cadence, and we start with another phrase with the same beginning, with still 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6. And 1, 6, here is the 2, 6. And after 2, 6, we have cadential 6, 4, 5, 7, 2, 1. So that's the point with the second phrase. If you look your keyboard packet, you should to be realized that here, definitely we can use 3, 4, 5 again in the beginning. And if I change another color, I draw another red square. What did you find? Well, here is the same situation with cadential progression number 10. If you look the cadential progression number 10, you will be recognized this progression be constructed with 1, 2, 6, cadential 6, 4, 5, 7, 2, 1. But in this exercise with 103, if you see that here is 1, 6, 2, 6, cadential 6, 4, 5, 7, 2, 1. That's, I think, the best possibility. Okay, let me play this progression for you. Here is the 103. Start with the 1 chord in A major. Half cadence, second phrase. 2, 6, cadential 6, 4. If you hear that we have a strong melodic line with a strong opening with a little bit ascending scale, right? And then we go to the half cadence with a little descending motion with right? And we hear there's a beautiful 5 chord, and then second phrase we start ascending, like climb a mountain again, like finally get the cadence. Do you like the progression? I think it's beautiful because we have the variety of go to the this horizontal line with the ascending and descending in the both way. So I think this is a great. Okay. If you choose another option, let me start on the soprano scale degree tonic. Start on 1 with La. Right? If you start on the tonic, you cannot build the parallel tones, and you don't have the ascending and descending. That's beautiful line. You don't have it. So that's why I start with the soprano scale degree 3 with, right? So that's better than. So it's really important to use the parallel tense between the soprano and the bass. What I think that is really important. So last, I will slowly show you how to play this long progression again. 1, 5, 4, 3 to the 1, 6. Diminished fifths go to the perfect fifths, but it's okay. right? Go to the 1 chord and 5 chord. And now again with the parallel turns, with 1/6 to 2/6, double the third on the 2/6 chord. Cadenza 6/4 moved by contrary motion. 5/7 to 1. Okay, so that's the point. I hope you enjoy. Okay, now I want to talk to you about the assignment for this week. So this really bothered me was that the treasure of the internet already exists 9000 M. Oh my god, what's that? Okay, we just ignore that. So the assignment is to record to play 103, 104, and 105. Okay, so for the 103, if you already written in your worksheet, you just can put the score in the piano and play your solution if your voice is incorrect. And I will give you feedback as soon as possible. For the 104, you need to consider about in the F major how to start with the beginning, right? So I will not tell you the solution right now. For the 105, I can tell you, please use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in your soprano line. Make. I think this is the most effective solution. Okay, and you can try it by yourself. So although we study a lot of the different technique about how to do the strong beginning, but you can decide by yourself. And it's not the required that you must use all of the technique that we study from today. Last, I want to a little bit push you and tell you a little bit about the final. Yeah, we almost get there. So the good news is that this assignment is your last assignment before the final 103, 104, and 105. This is your last assignment. You should be very happy. Oh, we are done with the TP1 keyboard. And I can promise that in the TP2 keyboard class, we will not have a lot of assignment like this semester. You will be given only one assignment per 2 weeks, not 1 week for all assignment, all tests. Oh my god, that's horrible. But we will get there. In your final, I need to mention now that the final, the deadline for submit your final recording is May 4th. So I will send your, maybe by May 1st, I will send your test. And you have 3 days to prepare and record and submit to your video. The more details I will to explain on later. So for this week, please work 103, 104, and 105. Okay? Okay, last. So I hope you have a good practice and good luck with your everything. And I will see you in next week in the review section. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I will be very happy to help you. Thank you so much. Have a great week.